Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. Today, we're going over the longest VR games or the titles where you could get the biggest bang for your buck. Now, I'm sure I'll miss a few good recommendations, so go ahead and let me know what game you're addicted to down in the comments. And I will be covering all major platforms including Quest, PCVR, and the PlayStation VR. So at the moment, new VR games are currently in a lull and everyone's talking about how they're spending hundreds of hours in games like Elden Ring. So where are all the VR games that you could spend countless hours in? Well, that's what we're going over today. Now, all of the following titles will be great options, but I will order them from the smallest to largest bang for your buck. Like normal, there are timestamps and links down in the description, but before we jump in, this video is brought to you by Kiwi Design, one of my favorite sites for VR accessories. They just released some brand new Quest 2 hand straps that'll give you that Valve Index feel and allow you to completely let go of the controllers. They also have plenty of other accessories like controller weights for those of you who work out in VR, cable management systems, and my favorite accessory, their super durable and extra comfy Quest 2 Elite strap. There are links down in the description, and don't forget to use discount code Mateo311 for 5% off and to help support this channel. Okay, let's start this video off with Half-Life Alyx, and at $60, it's hardly a title you would expect to see on the biggest bang for your buck list, and the campaign itself is only around 10 hours long. Definitely not the longest game either. So how did it make the list then? Well, for starters, if you purchased the Valve Index, you received Half-Life Alyx for free. So hundreds of thousands of users got this game completely free of charge, but I know that's really just a loophole, and many times more people had to actually pay for their copy. Now, a 10-hour campaign is long by VR standards, but it's nothing exceptional. But what the title lacks in quantity, it makes up in quality, as this is easily one of the best VR single-player campaigns available, which is definitely worth completing more than once. Additionally, there's a commentary version available for superfans, filled with tons of extra audio about the making of Half-Life Alyx that you can actually access from inside the game. Now, if that's not your style, there's also countless workshop mods to test out. I highly recommend the BioShock Return to Rapture mod, which feels like a brand new AAA title. It includes assets and enemies from the original game, and it's more than just more Half-Life Alyx. So with an extremely high quality campaign, countless workshop mods, and a little bit of a loophole, Half-Life Alyx just barely manages to make its way onto my best bang for your buck list. Next up is Asgard's Wrath. This RPG journey towards godhood features a 40+ hour single player campaign. The completionists out there can easily spend an additional 20 hours, all of which feature a high quality storytelling, stunning graphics, and varying gameplay mechanics that keep this from being just a simple grind fest. It's honestly one of the best VR games available, and the overall length is just an added bonus. There's tons of combat challenges, puzzles, a large array of different characters to master, and gear to unlock. And all of that is wrapped into some of the best storytelling and graphics VR has to offer. Now, next on my list is Zenith, and if you've been following my content, you might be surprised to see this on the list. As I've repeatedly stated, and both Steam and Quest achievements can confirm, this MMO isn't for everyone, but for those of you who do enjoy it, it's the first title on the list that you can truly play for 100 hours. Grinding your way to max level is only half the battle, as there is also max level gear to unlock, multiple classes to master, and lots of cooking to do. Other people also love to just fly around in this world and make new friends. As an MMO, this game is also constantly evolving, so we should expect some continual updates to get released, but let's just hope the majority of it is free. Speaking of free content, we have Dreams. This game creation system originally released for the PlayStation 4, but quickly received VR support. Dreams allows you to create games, animation, and music, or just surf across everyone else's creations with up to 4 players. There are some truly high quality and amazing worlds out there for you to experience, and if you're not sure if it's right for you, there is a free trial to test out. Unfortunately, this video just missed the temporary sale price of $7.99 from Sony, but at $19.99, this is still a deal. Okay, let's move on to the comeback king, No Man's Sky. As an exploration and survival title, it's easy to spend countless hours just wandering around, collecting resources, and building. When it originally released for VR, it already had plenty of content, but developers Hello Games have refused to give up on this title, and they've added everything from living ships to giant mechs that you can control. The fact that it's enjoyable in both single player and multiplayer modes, and your save game carries over between flat and VR versions, is just one more additional bonus, on top of the already existing loads of content and multiple different gameplay mechanics. So No Man's Sky is easily one of the biggest bangs for your buck when it comes to VR games. Now, if you're searching for an addictive gameplay loop at the best possible price, you need to try out Echo VR. This zero-G rugby meets Rocket League is insanely addictive. It's one of those titles that's easy to learn but very hard to master. Cosmetic fans can rejoice as this game is entering its 5th season soon, and every single season has brought some new graphical goodies. For the ultra-competitive, Echo VR is one of the very few true ER sport titles out there, and it's absolutely free, so I recommend you at least give it a try. Sticking with free titles, we have VrChat and Neos VR. Now, while these aren't technically games, but rather social apps, there are still plenty of worlds to explore, people to meet, and yes, even games to play. Virtual worlds can bring out the crazy in some people, and it can create havens for even the smallest niches, such as full-body tracking pole dancing to the furry nation, or just some good old-fashioned racism. So it's understandable if you've had a bad social app experience, and applications like this are just not for you, but both Neos and VrChat should be experienced by every VR gamer at least once. They're the closest thing we have to the metaverse right now, and they can at times be truly amazing. It's not unheard of to see people racking up thousands of hours in VrChat. Now, if you're looking for your titles to be more game-centric, we have both Fallout 4 VR and Skyrim VR. These are two RPG titles that you can lose your life to. It doesn't matter if you prefer medieval fantasy or sci-fi shooters. Bethesda has you covered here. Personal friend of mine has actually spent 3,000 hours in Skyrim, and when you factor in sleep, that is 1/2 of the year just playing Skyrim. This also doesn't include the extra hundreds of hours they've spent into modding the game. That's right, Skyrim and Fallout have an insane amount of mods, everything from huge graphical overhauls, increased immersion, and even new content. While these games might not be the best VR ports we've seen, even in their stock state, they have tons of content, and the mods just bring these titles to whole new levels. Now, even with their insane level of content and mods, both Skyrim and Fallout is not my #1 pick for your biggest bang for your buck, because that title goes to Rec Room. Rec Room checks all of the boxes. Price tag? Free. User-generated content? You bet. There's tons of it. Constantly expanding gameplay modes and new content? Check. Special events, cosmetics, and a huge player base? Yep, this is basically everything you need. Now, don't let the kid-friendly graphics fool you. This is fun for all ages, and there's everything from RPG-style quests to paintball and even battle royale. So if you've never played the game, I highly recommend you go download it right now and try it out. And yes, you will eventually get bored of it, but just come back a few months later, and I guarantee you'll find something new to try. Okay, everybody? That was my list of the longest VR games or the best bang for your buck. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. And as always, I will see you guys on next time.